welcome back, Pokemon GO players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is October 12th, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey boys, it's been a good week. Can only get better, right?
Oh man, how's it going, my good man?
Dude, it's going good. It's going good. It's been a fabulous week. I know you've seen my I don't know, prizes? My prizes?
Well, I mean, I know some of your prizes. I don't have every single one. I don't know every single
Fair
one.
enough.
But we'll definitely be talking about it in a few seconds here to definitely talk about it. Before, real quick, I do want to say thank you to the chat for coming live here. Daniel Cheese, Funny Zoom, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate you all being here. And we are once again here to talk about Pokemon GO news, updates, and ranting about Pokemon GO because we love the game just as much as you do. And a quick reminder for everybody that is out there, I go ahead and get this ready. I wish I had it ready before then, but of course, don't forget to check us out at the Purified Podcast, Professor Network. Yeah, ProfessorNetwork.com, Purified Podcast. Okay, we all know this. I'm messing up all the intros today, guys, so blame it on me all day, But make sure you check them out because they are wonderful people. They talk also all things Pokemon-related news and updates and everything else. Special conditions, gotta watch them all, Pokemon Masters, and of course ourselves here. So we are good to that.
You were just tongue twisting because you were so excited.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh man, there's so much to talk about today. It's just crazy, and I'm glad that we actually held on one day because usually we do this on a Sunday. But today we actually had to skip it to Monday because our co-host Chris right here had to work over almost close to night shift. So by the time you were actually going to hear a podcast from us, it was going to be 11 or 12 at night at best. So
we wouldn't have had the spicy news. It worked out.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll definitely be talking about the news today because there are actually a lot great news that we'll definitely be covering in today's podcast. And again, once again, thank you very much for holding on for just extra day for this. So that being said, first we're going to go ahead and shift the gears to recap what had happened in the last few days, actually. So we actually had an extra day for you guys to do. But first and foremost, Chris, can you tell me what shinies and hundos you have gotten?
Dude, it's been wild. I'm pretty sure when I last told you about my shinies, legit, all I had was a Toxicroak with the hat.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything for 4 days after that, man.
All right.
But then I got to Universal, and I got a shiny Kricketot almost immediately.
Nice.
And then, wouldn't you know it, I got another one very shortly after, about 30 minutes afterwards.
Oh, so you got the family.
And I was like, yeah, I'm done.
No protection.
And then after I was done with Universal, Julie and I got home.
Mm-hmm.
First click I get on home, another shiny Kricketot. I was like, what?
Well, then you say go trade fodder on that one.
Trade fodder, exactly. Yeah. And then I drove through our local park. I got a shiny Seedot. Right. And then at work, I got a shiny Zigzagoon. And I think that same day, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same day. Oh, no. Yeah, the same day as the Zigzagoon, different day from the Seedot. I opened a quest and got a shiny Alolan Rattata. This is like my third or fourth Alolan Rattata. So I was pretty confused and still excited.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Giratina raids I've done, but I got 3 right now, and one of them's a 98, 15, 14, 15. I am going to use it in Master League. You know it.
I know. You finally got your Master League Giratina, and especially a shiny one, so that's even better.
Yeah, I didn't have a good one. My closest one was like, I don't know, like 14, 13, 13 or something.
Yeah.
Same as Dialga. And then
that's good.
Yesterday, oh yeah, for sure. And then yesterday, I got another shiny Zigzagoon. So now I have 3 shiny Zigzagoons in total. And right before work ended, I was able to get a 4-star Oddish, Hundo Oddish. So that was very nice to add to the family.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm looking at your screen. You got some fun stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have a lot to talk about today. As for shinies, I did get at least one shiny Kricketok, which I actually have been overdue for an event shiny for a while. I've never really gotten much luck in the last few times. So I'm actually happy about that. I did get my 2 shiny Moltres, which is nice. I get I'm at this point at 4 shiny Giratinas. So that's actually pretty nice. I got a lot of Tray Fodder. They all suck, literally. So I got maybe like a 91, 93 right there, but it's not too bad. I do want the Hundo or the Shiny or the Shando, whenever the two. I did get a shiny Alola Meowth from the Meowth Special Research Day, which we'll be talking about it in the recaps too. And I did get a shiny Vulpix at home.
Jealous.
So I was actually happy about this. But since we are here at the Purified Podcast, how about we go ahead and do a quick evolution of this Vulpix?
Ooh.
Yeah,
dude.
So I love that somebody in the chat says cries in shiny luminous. It's actually a pretty good one to get to.
Dude.
Oh
that's
my god, that's a beautiful shiny. I gotta say, shiny Ninetales. Oh my god, can tell
easily top 5 shinies in the game.
Oh yeah, I love the little blues in the corner of his tails, the gray color and the red eyes. Oof, just beautiful and all together. So yeah. Actually, those are my shinies for that. And what about Hondos there, Chris? What you got for Hondos?
Oh, just the Oddish.
Just the Oddish? All right. I did go a little bit ham. I did get a Hondo Roselia. And I also got a Hondo Mincino. Mincino? That's how you say it? The little chipmunk?
Yeah, I say like Minchino.
Minchino, right? Yeah. But I thought, no, because what is the evolution's name?
Cincino.
Okay, so Minchino. I got the Hondo Minchino. And then I hatched a Hondo Skirmish.
You know, I was thinking about you when I hatched a 98 Skirmish because I remember you getting that Hondo.
Yeah.
I was like, no!
So I one-up you on that one. Woohoo! So it worked. That was nice. Pretty nice. So yeah, it was a nice little hunt this last few days. We'll definitely have a little bit more to cover for sure. And I'll definitely be doing a Giratina rating stream for you guys. So you guys be ready for this. Because we're going to get some shiny hunt luck. But I just have to say, we're also going to recap that Giratina is back in raids, just like you guys mentioned. We're definitely going to be talking about some, some raid counters for this. Chris, what do you think that we should actually bring for Giratina here?
Oh, definitely Dark, Ice. What else? What else are dragons weak to? No, I'm joking. Fairy. So those are going to be the main ones. I would say Charmers and something with Bite or what else? Foul Play. Those are going to be the main things. I use Tyrannitars, Bite Tyrannitars, and my Gardevoirs for the most part.
Right.
Just use what you got, you know. Dragonite's going to be really good. I know a lot of people have Dragonites. I don't know what else, though. I'm blanking right now, but I guess Tyranitar and Dragonites are really going to be the most common ones you can get.
Yeah, definitely. So, just that you guys know, Shiny Giratina, it's now in raids. The CP weather or the CP regular Hundo number that you want to look for is 2105. Just like Chris got the 2099, so that's a 98. We also want to look for fog or windy weather for the weather boosted one. It's going to be 2631, which I think I was close to 1 at that point. I think I got like, hold on, let me check here. I got a 2618. That was a 96. I also got a 2546 weather boosted, but it's not bad.
I was going to say the fact that it's weather boosted too, that's awesome.
Definitely. But I'll be doing a lot, so I got a lot of candies right now. Normally, you want the ideal player count of 3 to 6 high-level players, or 6+ lower-level players when fighting this raid boss, because, I mean, it's technically a glass cannon, but it's still a legendary, so he's still going to give you trouble, of course. Like Chris has mentioned, you want to bring all your dark types as much as possible. You can also bring Dragon, Fairy, Ghost, and Ice. Mega Houndoom being the number one top Pokemon because it is a Mega Evolution. So if you actually go ahead and use literally a party of 20 people with all Mega Houndooms in their starter deck, you can pretty much destroy this in like a second.
I want to see that. Now that you said that, I want to see
it. I want to coordinate and be like, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're all going to evolve our Houndooms. We're all going to Mega Evolve them. We all got the candy for this. Let's do 20 people all in the raid. 20 right now. How fast does it go?
Wednesday.
We could. I gotta probably organize this if possible. If not, then I actually gotta get off of work pretty early for this. We'll see.
Dude.
It'll be fun. After that, you want to bring some Dragon types. Rayquaza being one of the best counters with Dragon Tail and Outrage. After that, it just goes down the list with some tankers like Palkia, Dragonite, Salamence, Dialga, Togeki, Zekrom, and Darkrai. Tyranitar being your best non-legendary counter or mega counter when it comes down to it. Until Mega Evolution Tyranitar comes around, and that's going to be another good one to come around. Weavile, Mewtwo with Shadow Ball, Latios with Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, and Manaswan with Powder Snow and Avalanche. So those could be your budgets. When anything else, you just bring something nice and needs to just chip it down as much as possible when it comes down to it. So make sure you do bring up most of your great Pokemons because this is a Pokemon that's going to be amazing to continue on rating and doing things for. So keep a lookout for them and keep a lookout for Discourse because we do a lot of invites when it comes down to it. So, as the seasons has passed, and we have mentioned in the last few days, we were actually expecting brand new egg pool coming up in the next few days. We did get our autumn event happening last week. We did talk about that. And actually, no, we didn't really fully talk about it. What we did is we talked about it and then we knew about it. And then unfortunately, we wanted to talk on Sunday. And then, of course, it's Monday. So what basically has happened, transpired in the last few days is the autumn event part 1 just recently ended at 4 o'clock today on Monday. We do had 1/4 of distance eggs, which was a surprise for everybody to know. Plus the effectiveness of berries, which, if you give a golden or a regular raspberry, will do not the raspberry. What am I talking about? The pineapple berry will give you double candies and all that when it comes down to it. You also use it on your buddies, and it will actually be twice as effective from just a regular berry. So, giving it that chance, if you just give a golden raspberry to your buddy, then you just have max heart at that point. So it was kind of nice. I didn't have to spend a lot of those in that regard. The egg pool didn't change until just recently. And we'll be talking about these special events that are transpiring in the next few minutes of the podcast. But Chris, anything out of this event that is holding you up? Out of this the Since Don't Change event?
For the part 2?
Part 1.
For part 1, there wasn't too much I want to say other than I know some people were complaining about the nanabs not being easy to nab.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't relate. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, we also had abundance of research with berries, which actually I kind of hate berries in research because you can restock pretty easily. And now that we're spawning more in this Pokestops and everything, so.
They were next to each other everywhere too.
Yeah,
I had to keep deleting them.
Yeah, and I was actually a little bit. I was a bit wary when it comes out. Now the 1/4 effectiveness on it was actually pretty nice. Hatching eggs, you could hatch a 5-kilometer egg in 0.8 if you had it in a super incubator. You can hatch a 2-kilometer egg and 0.5 you just put it in a regular incubator. And 10K and 7K you can hatch it at 1.5 distance. So it was actually pretty nice to see a little bit of the change once again, away from the bonuses that we had recently. But at the same time, it's 1/4 of a distance to hatch eggs. I'm like, if you're not getting 10K eggs out of this, what are you looking for, But that was actually pretty nice. However, we still have more to come. And actually today, because we held on to talking at the podcast yesterday, we had some very special news that we'll definitely be talking about in a minute. One more thing that we actually gonna recap is the Alola Meowth special research we had this weekend, this Saturday. Overall, it was actually pretty easy. You didn't have to do as much as you would think you had to do for a special research like this. Though I think the only one that I think a lot of people struggled at the beginning was the battle trainer. But after that, every other research out there was like catch a Pokemon, use berries, things like that. Chris, however, you do have something to mention about this special research when it comes down to it, right?
Yeah, I brought up the Nanabs. I meant to bring it up here, honestly. Because if you're stuck at home, or at least some people are, and they weren't able to grab Nanabs because, wouldn't you know it, the one berry that isn't in gifts is Nanabs. So you'd have to go to a Pokestop, you'd have to go to a gym, get lucky. I don't think you get them from raids. I don't remember getting them from raids. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's the only thing I think you'd have to be nervous about was running out of Nanabs before that quest. But I don't think you and I can relate because we usually keep like 10 on us each.
Yeah, usually I do trash most of my Nana berries when it comes down to it because I really don't need them. However, when the start of the event, I didn't actually do any cleanup at all, so I actually had like 10 plus Nana berries at the moment. So when it said that you need to feed berries for the special research, and you were like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I usually click on the Pokemon. If it's not shiny, I just give it a berry and then just move on. I don't even catch it sometimes for the reason that it's there. However, I know a lot of people were actually mentioning this just because of everything that's going on, plus the pandemic and things like that, that people who were running out of Nana berries at that regard, or any berries in that regard, it took a little bit for them to finish up the research if they didn't go out and actually spin stuff. So a little miscommunication when it comes down to it, but at the same time, nobody really knew how the research was going to work and how it was going to implement in the end. So it was kind of like, if you had it, you had it. If you don't, good luck getting it in some stops and all that stuff. So
honestly, I think the main problem was because it was a day thing, made it really hard, like forcing people to go out to finish all the tasks if they wanted to get the shiny. So if it wasn't in a day, even just one extra day, I don't think there would have been like anything to complain about, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely see it. Since it was in an 12-hour period or something. I don't remember. It was like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
So 14 hours. Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, that was the case. Again, I don't think it was too bad of a problem, but I mean, definitely would have been a nice little giveaway when it comes down to it. It's like you need berries to do berries and all that stuff. Maybe because we were right in the middle of the auto event part 1, that's when they thought maybe you had a lot of berries in that point. So they didn't complicate it in the end because they were spawning regularly from stops and everything, so it shouldn't have been a problem or anything. I feel like I'm doing like 1 damage to this Pokemon. I think I'm the only one in
tickling it, man.
I think I'm the only one in the raid right now. I don't see anybody else. I am gonna take it down though by myself.
You got it anyways.
Yeah. It's like, what? That was funny though. Cool to know. I finished it with 88 seconds. Hey, solo raid. There we go. I did it for myself.
Carrying it, man. Carrying it.
Yeah. So real quick, we'll do a little bit shiny check. This was at 2061, so I'm like, comes down to it. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No, not shiny. 2061. I'm still looking for the Honda for this, so I am gonna go a little bit more ham than usual for the next week and a half, and that's because it's a good shiny to get, or a Honda to get.
Dude, I wasn't even gonna do the raid hour, but part of me is like, do it. You gotta do it.
Do it. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, I don't know. It's just such a good Pokemon not to actually raid him, and I'll definitely be out there and. I'll use regular passes. I have like 16, and usually we do around 6. So I instead of wasting remote raids anymore, then I'll just be doing regular ones. Unless I get off of work like pretty late and I can't make it, so I'll just do a couple of remotes and then just get there by the time it starts or something. I don't know. It depends on what people's interests in this are, because a lot of the last few raids hasn't been that great. But I know that a lot of people are still looking for the shiny. So I'm sure that they'll definitely be out for raid hour if we actually call it out on our Discords. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. While I hunt on this Giratina here because it doesn't want to go down, Let's talk about our research topics for today because we already ranted enough about what happened last week. How about we talk about what's going on this coming days? Chris, what you got for the first one?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. On October 9th, we found out that Go Battle Night, the Flying Cup, was going to be postponed until November 5th, 2020. And it's going to be starting at 6 p.m. local time and running until November 6th at 12 a.m. So it is a 6-hour event.
Which we knew about.
I'm sorry?
Which we knew about, technically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the same time period. It's just a different day. I'm definitely excited that they finally chose a date.
Yeah.
I know the only thing that's confusing a lot of people is if it was still going to be in the Great League. I believe it is. It's going to be separate from Master League and all that jazz.
I think
which
we're not.
I'm interested to see.
I don't think if I remember correctly from the last time we talked about the Season 4 Go Battle League, which actually I'll click on that now. I don't think there is a Great League week again after Master. Oh no! Yes, actually, they will be. There will be. So all 3 leagues in Premier Cup will be available Tuesday, November 3rd, all the way to the 9th on Monday. So we'll have November 5th, which is the Flying Cup and the Go Battle Lights that day specifically. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Good thing I can actually turn that off very quickly. So, yeah, so we'll have all 3 leagues available throughout that week, and we'll have Go Battle Night on that night. So it's nice that they gave us a little bit of update on when we're going to have, unless we're going to hey, we're never going to do this again kind of thing, It's kind of nice. Plus, I wish they would do it for other events like the Lugia Special Weekend with the Aeroblast and all that, and all those things. But it's been a struggle when it comes down to it for sure.
I don't know if we're ever gonna see it again.
We will with time.
Yeah,
it's just gonna take a little bit more time. I think they just have so much this year already. Then I don't think they're gonna be able to squish in a weekend for that.
Yeah. Just as a reminder to everyone, if you didn't know about the Flying Cup before, you can only use flying Pokemon, and I believe they give you 100 sets. 100 battles, not 100 sets.
Jeez.
So 20 sets total. Dude, 100 sets? Dude, that'd be the whole day.
Pretty much. I can see all the Poké Go YouTubers and Twitch streamers actually out there literally from 9 in the morning 24/7. It's I'm rage quitting so much. This is at Battle 5.
Oh my gosh.
So for the looks of it, some of the issues have been completely fixed, so that's not a problem when it comes down to it, so that's pretty good. But we'll definitely be talking about it once we get closer to it. I think both you and I will definitely have a special day for it. However, the Crown Thunder comes out a couple of weeks before that, so it will really depend on my schedule and my work things and everything if I'll be able to actually take part of this event. If not, then so be it. Okay, so what else we got here is the special weekend, and a lot of people are actually going to be talking about this. It's okay, so hold on your horses. This special 7-Eleven weekend that have been announced, it's only in Mexico.
Is that dumb?
Well, they haven't actually been doing a lot of special things in Mexico, which I'm actually okay with this because I feel like at least they give us some exclusivity to other parts of the country or other parts of the world. So I guess that's kind of nice. Yeah, they deserve it, definitely. And there was actually another one, I think, scheduled for November, also in Japan, which will have other special types of things. I haven't actually been able to find all the information of it. But we'll talk about this 7-Eleven one. If the other one pops up, we'll talk about it definitely. So a special Pokemon GO 7-Eleven weekend event is taking place in Mexico on... I turned off your camera. On November 7th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in local time. The interesting part is the release of shiny Ferroseeds during this event, which could be replicated globally as well. So shiny Ferroseed, guys, it's coming into Pokemon GO. That's actually a super cool shiny. Super good. And I'm going to show it to you guys here. Look at this shiny, man. Just, It's a blue shiny when it's a pre-evolve, and it's like a golden pinkish for its evolution. I'm like, oh my god, give it to me now.
Yeah, I just took a peek at it, but yeah, look at Ferrothorn. Dude. You thought it was intimidating before covered in thorns? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, definitely. It says here that in order to get access to this event, you need to obtain a ticket by spending more than 150 or more in 7-Eleven stores in Mexico. Now, when people were talking about this, no, the ticket does not cost $150. It's actually the equivalent to Mexican pesos, which is the currency over there in Mexico, which equivalents to $7 USA. So it's 150 pesos, equivalent to $7 to $8 in USA money. So it's not too bad. It's like basically a normal week, normal special events that we will have anyways. And things like that. So it's just like anything other than that, temporary field research that includes Incest RPs, Mega Charizard Candy or Energy, Pokemon's encounters with Spoink, Seawolf, Sunken, Bronson, Gibble, and Chansey. Gibble would be a nice one. You'll have a special medal for the event. Unknowns will be spawning, especially such with Pikachu's, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Sableye, Charizard, Patrick, Mawile, and Minchino. And then, of course, if you're lucky, you'll get the shiny Pharaoh Seed. So, again, usually anything that happens around the world will transpire into globally, depending on how well the event goes. So I'm sure that in Mexico, being a great big community out there, and a lot of people really do love the whole 7-Eleven thing, and a lot of YouTubers and Pokemon YouTubers in Mexico actually been invited into this too. So it was nice. I wish I was in Mexico, but I'm not. So it's cool.
Same.
Kind of those things, since the pandemic is still taking a place in our hearts for that. So we'll definitely be talking about it if people will give us some more information in the near future. But it is what it is. Chris,
I hope we can tell them that they get shiny Ferroseed ASAP. But
I know, right? I know.
Nope.
All right, Chris. I think we waited long enough to talk about today's special event that has been happening right here, right now, as of 4 o'clock PED or Eastern time. So, looming once again in the shadows. Looks like Team Go Rocket is finally moving along with their special mystery shadowy plans. However, this time they are tackling eggs. And we have what's called, what are these strange eggs? Save them from Team Go Rocket during this auto event. So, real quick, we're going to go ahead and say what happened prior from the blog in Pokemon Go Live. Trainers, remember when we predicted that different Pokemon might be hatching from eggs soon due to the temperature change? While it's true that different Pokemon will be hatching from eggs, which is a nice little change, we have been a bit naive in our initial assessment. It turns out the Team Go Rocket has been collecting a new type of egg called strange eggs. We'll definitely be calling 12K eggs. These eggs seem to be hatching poison-type Pokemons, dark-type Pokemons, and Pokemons that acquire one of those eggs via evolution. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that the Pokemon hatching from these eggs have been harmed in any way. But regardless, Pokemon Go's rocket activity are always a little worrisome. So we did get a little bit of information in the APK mine about this. We knew there was a strange new egg, and it was a red color egg. We all were thinking and hoping there were going to be shadow eggs, and that we were going to spawn shadow Pokemons. However, it doesn't to be the case. It just seems that it's going to be a brand new type of egg introduced into the game. Specifically for this event, and moving forward, it's going to be one of those eggs that you're going to be obtaining because of this type of event. So what we're going to do is going to go through what's going on. First and foremost, Monday, October 12th, which is today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, to Monday, October 19th. So it's, what, a week's worth of event? Yes, a week? Okay, yeah. Until 4 p.m. Eastern Time that time. Features that we're going to see. Strange eggs have appeared in Pokemon Go. According to Spark's early research, the following poison-type Pokemon, dark-type Pokemons, and Pokemons acquiring those types of V-evolution can hatch from these eggs: Larvitar, Scrabby, Trubbish, and Luvali. Though there may be even more. There have been confirmations that that we're going to have other Pokemon such as what, Chris?
I know we've seen Sandile. We've seen... what's the other little guy called?
Bow Wow?
Dude, we were just talking about him. Sorry?
It's a dark steel type.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's on the edge of my tongue.
It starts with a P.
It's on the edge. Poniard.
Poniard.
I'm no.
Yes, so it has been confirmed, thanks to everybody who's hatching eggs these last few days, that Poniard and Sandile will be hatching from these strange eggs. Now, there's also confirmation that it looks to be that Dino is going to be part of this 12K egg pool. Now, however, what do you think that you need to do, to encounter this brand new type of egg? Well, glad you asked, because, we have a lot of information here for you guys. Defeating a Team Go Rocket leader to receive a strange egg and walk 12 kilometers to hatch it. I knew we were going to get to this point, but I didn't think it was going to be sooner or later. You'll need to have space in your egg inventory before you battle Sierra, Cliff, or Arlo in order to receive a strange egg. Strange eggs will continue to be available in Pokemon GO after the event ends. So, we know it's going to be something that is going to be consistent throughout the next few times we see the Rocket Leaders. But we got to actually make sure that we're able to have a space in our egg or egg inventory for this, because sometimes you just don't have it and you're just like trying to battle this Team Go Rocket Leader. We never got an egg for it. The pool seems to be smaller, which is nice, but there's only certain Pokemons being introduced in this event. We'll definitely be talking about it in a second, but let's go a little bit more with what's going on. Egg placed in incubators during this event will require 1/4 of the normal walking distance to hatch. So just like the previous event that we had before this, 1/4 distance for hatching eggs, which is actually pretty nice. That means that a 12-kilometer egg in a super incubator will actually only acquire to 2 kilometers to catch it. So it's a really big reduction for a week. It's actually pretty nice if you see it. Everything else, of course, will be, in the same reduction. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of neat. There's more though. Let's talk about what this is. For the first time since March, new Team Go Rocket special research will be available. Join Professor Willow as he and the team leaders investigate the Team Go Rocket involvements with strange eggs. Cultivated in a battle with Giovanni himself. I am getting invited into a raid. Thank you very much, Terry. This is the last Team Go Rocket special research in 2020. If you currently have... Oh, I gotta bypass this. Never prepare for anything. Oh, God. All right, let me just get into it right here. If you currently have the Shadowy Red Grow special research from earlier this year, you'll need to complete it before you can obtain this new special research. So this is basically what a lot of people are saying. They don't see the research just yet, but there's a reason for it. Just like it says in the blog post, you need to have the Shadowy Thread grows special research done before you're able to get this one. However, I don't know if it confirms that you can get more than one Shadow Mewtwo in that regard. Which I'm
assuming you can.
Yeah, so
I'm assuming you
because people have their Super Rocket Raiders ready, and they have been able to battle Giovanni, and they're already getting their Shadow Mewtwo's. So it's a possibility that even if you get this one, you'll get another chance at Shadow Mewtwo, which is nice because that means I should have saved my last few Rocket Raiders.
Dude, I legit got a right before they dropped the eggs and everything, like 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Sierra right next to me, so I'm furious because I didn't get a red egg because of that.
Oh yeah. When the event started, I saw the balloon, I saw it spawn. I knew it was the new, the brand new Shadow Pokemons, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah. I got my 6. Actually, yeah, was it 6? Yes, I got my 6 rocket thingy to be able to get the Rocket Raider. And I was like, okay, I gotta wait until the next balloon comes around to be able to do it. However, I was able to get a Sierra from a regular stop that were driving home. And it was actually not the new one yet. It was actually still a Lapras. So I think the ones that are still in the wild right now are still coming up with the old Shadow Egg or Shadow Pokemons. Well, starting tomorrow, they'll get the brand new ones in regular stops. However, I think if you do them from balloons, they will have the brand new shadow Pokemon in that regard.
Yeah, I've already seen Diglett.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice when it comes out to it. Then we have Poison types and Dark types Pokemon will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Look forward to encounter Spinarak, Houndoom, Poochyena, Gulpin, Stunky, and Purloin, and more. I mean, okay, well, I mean, there are some Pokemon in this list, and what I've seen in the wild since the event started that I want shiny, so that's actually pretty nice. But yeah, that's actually pretty good to see a little bit extra shiny, especially Hondo, because I do want to get a good Hondo anyways. I mean, I have a 98, but I can win the Hondo, so.
Especially with the Mega.
Yeah.
Especially with the Mega album.
Yeah, definitely. So, it is what it is. Team Go Rocket will be more active than usual. Keep an eye out for Team Go Rocket take over more Pokestops and Team Go Rocket balloons appearing more often. So I was mentioning that every 2 hours I've been getting a balloon. So I got one not too long ago when the event started. I got one at 6 o'clock. I think I'm going to get one in just a few minutes. It might be by the time we finish this podcast. It could be every 2 hours. It could be every 2 hours. But it's nice to actually see the implementation of those shadow Pokemon. Or those shadow increases. Because people want shadow Pokemons. Take a snapshot for a surprise. I haven't done this, Chris. Have you done it?
I have. And it gives you, like, a poison or... Yeah, I think it's mostly just poison and dark. You know, the same thing they've been going for. I got a Nidoran male, but I heard somebody else got a Nidoran female. I don't know what other ones are in there.
We'll check in a second. Once I catch the Giratina, we'll be fine. And it's not shiny, by the way. So if not, I would already scream. Okay, so, and then Tingo Rocket Leader avatars items are now available in the shop. Perhaps you could use these avatars to infiltrate and instigate Tingo Rocket. Go forward, trainers. Here's more news to come, because there's still more things to actually talk about. Real quick, before we get to this part of the announcements, Chris, what do you think so far? What excitement do you have from this?
I'm really excited about the new Pokemon. I know a lot of us have been waiting for Volibee and Mandibuzz because the typing is good. Honchkrow is good, but it doesn't have the bulk that Mandibuzz has. So I'm really interested to see how it shakes up. It's currently ranked 42 for Great League meta. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to try to run it because it looks really interesting for sure. You don't know. It really depends on... what I hatch first. I don't know. I'm not super excited with how long the distance is for the 12 kilometer. It seems like a reskin of 7 kilometer eggs for me, but like with Pokemon, we've mostly already been able to see, except for the new ones. So I hope they shorten the distance a little bit, because it's not going to feel like it's worth it after they take away the 1/4 hatching distance, in my opinion. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so here's my take on it. And I'm sure a lot of people have been a little concerned with what's been happening with this whole 12-kilometer egg. Now, yes, because of the event, we have 1/4 distance. It's nice and everything. If you put it in a super incubator, you get a super reduction on it. Cool. Once the event ends, just like Chris says, the wordness of this may seem a little down. However, you gotta think of one thing and only. The pool that we have for this new 12K egg is smaller than any of the previous eggs we have right now. 2K eggs, 5K eggs, 10K eggs, even 7K eggs have the horrible pool system. And trust me to say that I'm actually tired of actually hatching them. But I know that the IVs are always good. Always. Depending on how you look at it. So I keep hatching it no matter what. You also have to think that the event is giving you the chance to get as many as possible in the week's period, thanks to the increased spawning of Rocket Raiders, Rocket Balloons, Rocket Grunts, and all that. So given or take what comes around it, once the event is over, you'll be able to see that you only have to get at least one egg every, so often. You have to battle 6 grunts at best. You have to get the Rocket Red. You have to beat the leader. So that's at least 7 battles that you have to do throughout the day depending on how many rocket balloons you do on a regular day basis. So and that's also including if you have space in your egg inventory when you do this special one. So it's not going to be the super most common thing in the world. Now, the monetization of this, like we like to say it because Niantic likes money, is that if you buy more Super Rocket Raiders from the shop for 200 coins, you'll be able to get more of these eggs more recently. Now, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to buy those things. However, unless you have a lot of money or you want to actually prove a point or something, whatever, nobody wants to get to this point in the monetization. So if you do it for free, there is a chance for you to get a 12 kilometer egg, and it's not going to take so much space if it's only one egg, like combined to either getting 7k eggs from the 8 gifts or any other egg that you get on spinning stops. So it's only every now and then you're gonna be getting these eggs, guys. It's going to be the most common thing in the world. Yes, it's nice to have it. Yes, it's going to be a pain to hatch it. But either when it comes down to it, I do feel like it's not going to increase that much of a problem, just because even though Tingle Rocket has been a nice little addition to the game, it's not a thing that people do every single day. And just because we have the balloons and everything like that, it's not going to be like a whole mechanic that says, oh, we're going to take over the eggs because of this, and now you're going to have to get 12k eggs every single time. I don't feel like that's going to be the case when it comes down to it.
Something I thought of while you were talking was, you know how there's different increments of candy you get from the egg kilometers?
Yes.
Do the 12 kilometer eggs give you like a buttload of candy? Like, I know 10 kilometer can give you like 30, 35.
Well, let's see. If we scroll down to our dear 12 Twitter here, let's go ahead and check out, because there are actually people who has already hatched these Pokemons in the last few hours, and we don't know exactly when or how many are actually hatching at the time. We just know that they're hatching. Nobody really has taken a picture of when they get the candies, or just the Pokemon itself. You gotta love this, but this community sometimes, you know. Let's see. No, they just
because honestly
there's one
that does make me feel better about it a little bit.
You did get somebody who hatched a Sandile got 21 candies from it.
21? Okay.
So that's actually a pretty good addition on it.
Maybe it's about the same as 10 kilometer candy drops then. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think it's actually a more increase in this regard. I may be wrong, but
yeah, no, you're probably right actually, because I'm thinking now, and I think you could only get like 30 and 35 when it was double candy for hatches.
Yeah, so it comes down to it, you know, it got to that point. So in all regards, I do think that it's possible that again, I think that the 12 kilometer egg is not gonna abundance anything in Pokemon Go. Now, there will be events that will say we're gonna be hatching brand new Pokemons out of this, just like the ones that we are seeing in this egg pool. However, I don't think they're going to say, hey, we're only gonna be putting these Pokemons in eggs just like this.
No.
You know, it's like Scraggy's implementation into Go Battle League. People are not getting enough Scraggies. But now it's going to be in this 12K pool. Maybe it's another way to people to actually get it. It's not a bad system. I do feel like maybe it would have been a little bit better implementation, but I don't see it as a punishment system in that regard, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad now. I'm just interested to see how people react when the 1/4 distance is taken away. But we'll see.
It's a brand new thing. A lot of people were gonna say, "Hey, people are Niantic's trying to make money out of us by doing incubators. You have your free incubator. You can walk the 12 kilometers." I don't see the problem on this, really. The only problem I see is people thinking that you need to hatch more of this. Now, if there was an exclusive shiny out of this, then yes, people will be spending money to the Washiva.
Spend their whole paycheck, man.
Jesus, God dang it.
Whole paycheck.
That was actually a little like right before we started the podcast. Soy Tulots retweets a false comment from somebody saying that there was a shiny what was the call of the Pokemon?
Poniard.
Poniard into the egg, and we were all like, confirmation. And then the guy literally says in the bottom, it's like, I had 30 minutes to spare. I did ahead and did a quick edit, and I'm like, oh my god, the internet, I hate it so much sometimes.
Dude, I fell so hard for it too.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted it.
I know, me too. So, it's nice. We do get a little bit of extra Tingo Rocket before the end of the year, which is nice. We had it throughout Pokemon Go Fest. We had it, actually the whole summer was a little bit excluded from it, aside from a couple takeovers. The special riches is nice. You will be getting a brand new Shadow Mewtwo, which we actually found out that it's a possibility that this is actually under the Great League meta, so you can get it under 1400 or 1500. I'm sorry, as a Shadow, because if you purify it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go over.
That's 2 thumbs up.
But it's the Shadow you want the most. It is going to be a cap of 10-10-10, so you will not get like the best. But it is possible to actually use a Shadow Mewtwo in Great League now, which actually I feel like it might be either good or bad, but I think it might be too squishy at the level. I don't know, Chris, what do you think about this?
I'm thinking of it as a Psychic Haunter, very glass cannon. But if you can either get rid of shields or use it to get rid of shields, you can play it however you want.
That's true.
But like, imagine Go Battle League. You have to barely get through a matchup by using both your shields, and then you see a Shadow Mewtwo come out. Just, I'll leave. I'll take the door. Goodbye. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really nice. But yeah, that's really the whole thing. Now there is a couple more extra things that they did mention in this.
Is that Sableye? Okay, go on.
Jeez, dude. In addition, we heard reports of Pingo Rocket runs now using the following Shadow Pokemon: Diglett, Shelder, Slowpoke, Aerodactyl, and Skarmory. This is a big change up in Go Battle League and regular league because. Shadow Aerodactyl and Shadow Skarmory. Skarmory was already, I mean, Skarmory was already broken in Go Battle League or any specific PvP meta. Now that you get a Shadow one, oh my god!
You thought Brave Bird hurt before?
Dude, I just want to see somebody actually battle with a Shadow Skarmory and against a regular Skarmory and see how much damage each one of them do. Now, I mean, yeah, you probably lose a little bit more because you're a Shadow, but still.
Yes. Yeah. It should lose the mirror, and it should lose harder to its counters.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see, because it does also have more play against its counters, because the Brave Bird's going to do more damage. I'm interested to see if the return variants of any of the new additions have any play. Return Skarmory sounds interesting to me, so I'm very intrigued. Yes. I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting for sure. It's gonna be interesting. Aerodactyl is going to also be a nice addition to the Flying Cup meta, which we'll have it in a couple of weeks. So. You better get started because we are going to definitely be seeing a lot of Shadow Aerodactyls coming up very cool.
Dude, I know a lot of people were talking about how it felt like salt in a wound for the people that built Pokemon for the Flying Cup, and now they're adding the Shadow variant.
Oh god,
it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy.
I'm glad that they added it before the actual re-announcement of the Go Battle Night. So.
It makes it crazier.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be hunting for it. I'm maybe actually going out tomorrow and see if we can get a couple of lucky ones around here. There's also the Tinko Rocket leaders will be appearing with Shadow Growlite, Drowsy, and Ammonite. So brand new additions. And then if you're incredibly lucky, you can rescue a shiny version of this Shadow. So brand new shiny Shadows. Woo!
I always love them. I don't get them, but I love.
So here's the thing: I have a shiny Groudon, so I'm like, okay, I may not need another one, or not a Shadow Groudon, just a regular shiny Groudon. I mean, I do have Shadow Growlithe too. I mean, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
I have Shiny Drowsies, which was nice, and I have a Shadow Omanyte. So I'm like, shiny Omanyte. I'm like, oh, I got all the shinies, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want them again. Especially as shadows. However, Shadow Omanyte could be pretty potent in as a Rock Slide attacker, especially with the staff.
I agree.
And shiny Shadow Hypno, oof.
That's the ultimate flex, honestly.
That is the ultimate flex right there. So definitely keep on lookout for those guys. My top priority, I think, might be Omanyte. I do want a second one because of the family. Growlithe as a second backup, and then Drowsy last. But Sierra is going to be the one with Drowsy, so we'll see.
I think this is the one time, and Grimer was very close to being good.
Close.
In my, I don't know. Shadow Grimer is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. But this is really, really good Pokemon in my opinion. They could be better, but it doesn't feel like one of them extremely overshadows the other one. Yeah. Because Arcanine's really good in Master League, especially the Shadow version. You just Fire Fang down a lot of the steals. And the other two are just fantastic Pokemon all around. I know everyone knows Hypnos in Great League. You can use Omanyte in anything, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Not Master League, I guess.
Yeah. And then finally, defeat Giovanni to chance of rescuing Shadow Mewtwo. This is only the first time it was actually available was during the Go Fest Rocket Sighting in Special Research and event in the Go Fest 2020. So everybody's gonna be able to get a shiny Shadow Mewtwo now. I am hoping for a better IV one though, because even though it's under 1500, I will want close to the Hundo, and hopefully, or either get a Shadow Hundo, and that will be the ultimate flex, or get close enough to get a Shadow or a Purified Hundo, and I'm just like, I'm okay with this because I wanted a Hundo Mewtwo for the longest time.
Yeah, in Shadow, ultimate damage. So, honestly, I don't know if I'd leave it in Great League if I got a Honda.
Yeah, I don't know if I would leave it too. I think if I get a bad IV one, which I probably will, knock on wood.
I want PvP IVs, man.
Yeah,
it won't take a hit.
Yeah, like I said, if I get a bad one, just like the one I got from GoFest, I'll definitely leave it as a Shadow because I don't think I want to purify it, even though I'm the Purified Podcast. So I'm sorry, guys. However, I will probably use it for a Great League and see if there's anything like meta-wise when it comes down to this. So we'll see how that one will work out. And then it says after this event begins, you'll be able to save Shadow Mewtwo and Shadow Pokemon from Giovanni and the Tingle Rocket leaders and grunts when the Pokemon GO Rocket members are piloting Tingle Rocket balloons. However, you won't be able to encounter the Tingle Rocket leaders' new Shadow Pokemon or Shadow Mewtwo from Pokestops until the next day in your local time. So again, after 12 p.m. tonight, guys, we won't actually see it from regular stops, but the balloons are already spawning the brand new Shadow Pokemon. So make sure you go ahead and do those. That's why I am waiting until tomorrow to actually get more shadows because there's no point in going out right now. So,
I was confused how people already got a Shadow Mewtwo, but that lines up honestly.
Yeah, that would make sense because just like they say, you need to complete the previous one to get the special research for this one. You do have to, if you already had another one and you haven't claimed it, you are getting a chance of getting a Shadow Mewtwo if you do it from the balloons. So it's a possibility people can even get up to 3 Shadow Mewtwo's, and that's actually a little bit insane.
Dude.
But here's the thing: only the people who haven't gone to GoFest may get their first Shadow Mewtwo or second one, depending if they didn't do their Tingle Rocket Giovanni Raider. So at best, the more casual will have 2, and actually that means then nobody else could get 3. So. Yeah, that will make sense.
Yeah, the most you can have is 3, so that's not too overpowered. Don't get me wrong. I'm very envious of those that will have 3.
I think
but that's not that.
I think the only way people can get 3 Shadow Mewtwo's is because they
skip Suicune.
No. Well, no, they definitely skip one of their Giovanni encounters with Shadow Legendaries. However, you do have to complete one in Go Fest if you wanted to get at least one Shadow Mewtwo. Let's say you had one already before the Go Fest event, and then you did the Go Fest event, you got a second one from Giovanni. You held on that one, finished the one for Go Fest, and you still have another one for today's event, plus the one from the research. So that's 3 Shadow Mewtwo's then. I'm going too logical.
Okay, I think I know what you're going.
Yeah, because I don't know if you can stack. I did critical cache this Giratina, but I don't know if you can stack Giovanni Raiders. But if that's the case, because the Giovanni Raider you got was from the special research before Go Fest. If you get another one from the Go Fest special research, and that means you can stack up to 2. You do one from Go Fest, you get the Shadow Mewtwo. And then the second one you do will be the one from today before the next special research. So that's 3.
I don't believe you can stack the Giovanni, but you can have one from the last event. And once they take out the Shadow Legendary that's in the pool, obviously you're able to get 2 because they have a new research to get the Giovanni pass. So yeah, I think 3 has to be the max here. Though.
Yeah, that's what I said. 3 might be the max, but that's only if you played it well or you didn't play casually as much.
Yeah, if you had that foresight. But then again, Shadow Suicune is awesome too. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I never really been that good at getting very good shadows anyway. So either way, so that's when it comes. And then Tingle Rocket never rests, trainers, as neither can we. It looks like Strange Eggs are here to stay, and let's say as many Strange Eggs as possible from Tingle Rocket. So I think it's a nice addition. I do say that, again, it could have been a little bit better, but in all regards, I think it's a good event. People will definitely be a little bit angry in some way, shape, or form because they think, oh, I need to do this and do that. Everything in the game right now is free. All the Tingle Rocket leaders are free, so guys, don't go complaining about it. All right, that's all my take on it. All right, so we ranted a lot on that one. It was actually a pretty nice addition to this, and I thank the Lord that this news came out today. However, just a quick thing before we finish up, we're gonna go ahead and get into our Get Good, Get Wreck PvP section. Chris!
Ooh.
What do we got?
Dude, Master League just started today. I have not been able to do my battles because I did Ultra League at midnight. But really, you guys are going to be looking out at a lot of the same Pokemon as last time.
Yeah.
If you're doing Premier, watch out for Swampert leads because there aren't a lot of grass types. They know they can pretty safely lead Swampert with no repercussion. So just be prepared for that. Something to note is this new Shadow Wave. Anything new in Go Battle League? In Master League, you only really got to worry about more Shadow Arcanines. We'll see. For Ultra League, I would say Shadow Slowbro and an honorable mention to Shadow Ursaring. I don't know how usable Ursaring's going to be because it was already pretty glass cannon-y. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes things up, but I don't think it's going to change too much. For Great League, Shadow Hoppip, Aerodactyl, and Skarmory, which we already talked about the last 2, but Hoppip is a very chunky Pokemon, Jump Bluff, so it's going to be interesting to see how the extra damage pushes it forward. I think it's going to be very viable. It's going to be interesting, though, with Pokemon like Abomasnow on the field. So I don't think it's going to have the most play, but it's definitely going to have more play than it did before, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I do understand in those regard. I was checking some of the grass types in for Masters, and Tangrowth goes over the 3,000 mark. So it's a possibility you can use him against Swampert in the leads. But again, it's going to be really dependable on what kind of Pokemon you want to use. I go with the Premier ones more than the open ones, just because as much as I love legendaries, I love regular Pokemons more. So, because I do have like my, meta, or not meta, but the Metagross and everything like that ready to go.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of like, okay, I'll be able to use this in that regard in Premier a little bit better. So, I don't know, test out the teams, see if you see a lot of Swampers, again, you can use other grass types. Tangrowth goes over 3,000, so you should be able to handle Swampert pretty well. But then after that, you got to worry about your fire types or your steel types and everything in that regard. So just be careful out there, guys. Just it is what it is. Again, meta is meta. I'm sure all the PvP companions and YouTubers have been getting into those kind of plays. Shout out, of course, to our friend Jersey Toot, who's actually been kind of nice to that. He's growing pretty well, and he just does everything from Great League to Master League. So it's going to be nice to see him introduce a little bit more. And let's cheer him on because he's close to the leaderboard too. So we'll see.
He loves Master League too. So I think he's going to grow a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. But do we expect any shadows? Maybe the Shadow Mewtwo? Because, people did get Hundos and Shadow Hundos.
Yes.
I do want to see
people love Mewtwo.
Yeah. I think there's only a few in the world who has the Hundo Mewtwo. I do hope they the Shadow Hundo Mewtwo.
I've seen a few people.
I have a friend in our Discord or in the other Discord that actually has a 98 Shadow Mewtwo, and I'm like,
I got a 93, but I would kill for a 98.
Yeah, I will kill for even anything above 88. Oh, look at that! I got a balloon. Nice.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do, but yeah. After that, just wary of your Arcanine. Shadow Slowbro is going to be a nice addition to Ultra League. Honorable mention will be Shadow Ursaring, Shadow Hoppet, Aerodactyl, Skarmory, and any other ones to shake up the meta. So, I think that's all we got for today, Chris. So I want to make sure that I thank everybody for listening once again. If you like what you're hearing, of course, you can check us out on our podcast feeds, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, and many more places to come. If you leave us a review, we will greatly appreciate it because we want to reach out as many people as possible. Don't forget to check us out on our social media for any quick info on the events that happened in the last few days or anything that may come up before the podcast day. You can also email us at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com. No text or voice message set up yet. Don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
Yeah. If you guys want to catch us live, just come over to YouTube. Check out Otakuzone. And we usually stream on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, get your shoes on, walk that, 4 kilometers now to get the new 12-kilometer eggs hatched. Get those new Pokemon, flex on us. Let me see what you get, and I'll cry. Dude, it's going to be an exciting week. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as we are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Keep grinding.
All right, keep grinding, guys. Have a good night.